Hey guys, so today we're doing a really fun activity called Hurricane in a Jar. And you can make one too by gathering some items from around your house or picking up some things inexpensively from the store. Now, before we get into the details of our experiment and the materials that you'll need, let's talk a little bit about hurricanes. What are they and where do they come from? We know that hurricanes are big, powerful storms that have high winds and carry a lot of rain, and they're born over warm tropical waters. In fact, the temperature has to be 80 degrees in order for these storms to form. So they're going to occur more likely in the summer months. July, August, September, and October are the months that we're most likely to see storms, and especially here in Florida because we are right here on the coast in the path of those storms with our warm tropical water. Thunderstorms will develop over an area, and that warm, moist air rises from the ocean surface, and as it mixes with the cold air, it causes wind. And that wind, as it picks up power and speed, it begins to spiral and form a closed circle. And you probably have seen pictures of this, these satellite pictures of these clouds as it's swirling around. When the wind speed reaches 74 miles per hour, that's when we call it a hurricane. They can become much stronger, but it's not until they reach 74 miles an hour that they're called a hurricane. A hurricane can be hundreds of miles across, and in the center of that storm, there is a calm, cloud-free tunnel that's about 20 miles wide. Sometimes it's a little smaller, sometimes it's a little bigger, but that's the average size, and this is called the eye of the hurricane. Now, right outside that calm area, that's where the winds are the strongest, and it's called the eye wall. Now the hurricane, it will pick up speed as it moves across the ocean towards the land. And a really strong hurricane can slam into the land at 160 to 200 miles per hour. That's fast. And as it moves towards shore, the ocean rises because of the wind and because of the rains, causing a storm surge. The surge is a wave that can be 18 feet high, and it can flood the land. That water and raging wind has the potential to destroy everything in its path. A storm that powerful might sound kind of scary, but that's why we have meteorologists and weather people to keep us informed. They keep track of the storm and let us know where it's moving so we can know if it's time to evacuate, to show us how to prepare and remind us how important it is to stay indoors. Now that we've covered the basic facts about hurricane, are you ready to make your hurricane in a jar? I know I am. Well, you'll need some materials. First, you'll need a container. A glass, clear container is best, and preferably one with a lid, so when you shake it up, nothing escapes. Next, you'll need some soap that has glycol stearate in it. And it needs to be opaque, which means you can't see through it. So I have a yellow soap here. A white one might be good because we're going to put some food coloring in it, and it'll take on whatever color you put in that soap. You'll need some water, and I've got my food dye here. I'm going to use blue. We'll see what color it becomes because when yellow and blue mix, you usually get green. I'd really like it to be more blue though. We'll see what happens. And I have some glitter because I want sparkle. So we'll open our soap, and you're going to take your container and you're going to fill it about 1/4 of the way or 1/3 of the way full with your soap. So I am going to go for probably about 1/4 of the way. Get that in there. There we go. I'll stop right about there. Now I am going to fill up to right at this line the rest of the way with water. And as I pour it in, you might notice a swirling action, and the texture is very interesting in this mixture. Now I want to get rid of my bubbles so that I can very easily mix my food coloring in. So I'm going to take my blue food coloring and add maybe about 7 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they come out pretty quickly. And I'm going to just gently swirl it, and I want you to watch what happens. See, as I'm swirling it, and the food coloring is mixing, you see kind of a cloud-like action. We call it a hurricane because of the way the hurricane looks from a satellite view. We see the clouds and they're swirling. And even though this is a huge, powerful storm, it's really rather beautiful. It kind of looks like a storm, doesn't it? Mine is yellow, blue, and green right there in the middle. Let's go ahead and add our sparkles. You can add as much or as little sparkle as you want, or you don't have to add any at all. You might be wondering, why do we use a soap that has glycol stearate in it? Well, glycol stearate is what gives the soap its pearly texture, so that when you spin it around and swirl it, you can see these waves that give the illusion of clouds in a storm, which is how we get our hurricane in a jar. This is really fun to play with, and I can imagine keeping it for a long time. And I would like to see what you've come up with. Using different colors, different sparkles. Show me something new. Record a video, take a picture, and send it my way. And I hope you have a lot of fun. Have a great night.